Right, you guys, what's going on? Hopefully you guys having a good day. Today I'm going to go over market structure on finding trends and using it as a support and resistance, right? Super simple. And also, what is the market made out of? How do I know the market's going to continue up or down, and how it switches from an uptrend to a downtrend, which is bullish or bearish, right? So basically, what is a trend line? A trend line allows you to view a trend direction of the stock. It's either going up or down, right? People use indicators also. You could use a 9 EMA, 21 EMA, but those are lagging, and you do want to see just by visual and no EMAs, no indicators on how is it going up or down. Just super simple. So how do you draw a trend line? Is basically you have to look for peak of prices, which is swing highs or swing lows. At least to make this valid, you need to at least touch 2 to 3 swing points, which is basically a higher high, higher low, lower low, lower high, right? So to create a bear trend, you're gonna need a lower high, the highs go lower, right, and the lower low, so it just keeps going lower. For an uptrend, is backwards. It's going up, higher high and higher low. Okay, so let me go over this again and show you the most simplest way you can see it. So on this trend, right, to make a trend line, first you need to create three to 2 swing points, right, which is going to be a high or a low. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. The markets, basically, you draw your trend, right? Before you draw the trend, you're going to see the market do this. It's going to go up, right? Market is going to be made up of higher highs and higher lows if it's an uptrend, right? High, so it goes up, goes down, and now it stops here. That's a higher low. It starts doing this, right? This is how the market reacts all the time. Most of the time it's gonna do this. The difference is that when you're on a smaller trend, smaller time frame, you want to use this on a bigger time frame, like the 4-hour, which is what I use. So just to not get you guys confused, just follow this, and in between this you're gonna need a swing high, swing low, right there. That's a lower, there's a high, right, goes higher, 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 then and then from there also too, you see, higher low. I'll put this as a, let me describe it for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me get the text box right there, right? HL is higher low, right? Higher low, this peak right there, higher low again, higher low, higher highs on top, higher high. Let's make this yellow, orange, right? Higher high, higher high, higher high. Prices just keep increasing up. So these are called pullbacks. It pulls backs, creates a higher low. Look at the price. You can see on the price on the right side, but it stops here, passes our higher high, and it goes up again. Now it goes back to create a higher low. It bounces back up to this peak there, goes up again, and creates another higher high. You see that? So this will be, if it breaks this, that means it's breaking a higher high to create another higher high. So it's gonna just skip through it and keep doing that repeatedly itself, right? It's gonna keep repeating that until it breaks. This is called a bull trend, bullish. A lot of people want to go short on the market when it's dropping here. Yes, you can actually do that, but your bigger moves will be when you get it from the bottom of a bull trend, and look how far it could go, right? Look at the difference, how much money you can make if you have a stop loss below the higher low. You make all this move up, right? The move up is gonna be more smoother than on the move down. On the move down, buyers are gonna come in and they're gonna try to make it go slowly go down, right? Slowly go down. So in this case, if we're looking at this is the kind of trend you want to check on the bigger time frame, right? You want to check this on the 4-hour time frame. So you want to start to find a trend on a bigger time frame. So let's say this is the daily 4-hour, which weekly, right? But let's start off. Let's say this is the daily, right? A lot of people use the daily or the 4-hour. I recommend whatever looks more clear. Basically, the weekly will show you, but the thing is that when you trade on the weekly, those trends are gonna take longer to hit the lower, higher low, right? It's gonna take way longer, probably months, right? So this is a bull trend, right? You want to start to find a trend on the bigger time frame. So let's say this is a weekly, right? And you're playing the upside, and this is a bullish trend. You see a clear bull trend, right? But the thing is that if you start deciding to trade against it, the stock will start doing this until it hits, and then on the way up it's gonna do this, more smoother, way more smooth going up than going down. Why? Because you're going against the trend, and what's gonna happen is that when it's dropping on the bull trend, buyers are going to step up and push it up. Buyers are going to step up and push it up. Basically, they're going to be buying the dip all the time. But if you wait patiently until you find the higher low and actually find how it stops on a higher low, you will get the bigger push up, because this, they know that it's going to continue the trend and pass the old higher high to create a new higher high. Same thing goes for the downside, right? So now let's take all of this off. Take this off. Right, and for the downside is gonna be the same thing, right? So it's gonna be backwards now. It's gonna go down to the reversal, and it's gonna keep going lower and lower and lower. So instead of creating higher highs and higher lows, it's gonna create lower highs and lower lows, right? So now it's gonna be backwards. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna go down from here, down again, from here, down again, from here, and then just keep going, right? Just keep going. So that means that right here, it's just doing that, creating a lower high. You create a lower high right there. Let me get the text box again. LH, lower high. Oh, I don't want to have this lower high there, right? Lower high there, and a lower low at the bottom. It's gonna be an LL, lower low. We could put this, I guess, bluish, the color. Lower low, lower low again. And it's gonna be the same thing we said on the other side. If you're finding a lower low, so what I do is that basically wait. If you don't know if it's creating a lower high, just wait for it to create it and then follow it and continue it. You have a better chance of whoever took this first, let them do that, but now you're more secure that it's gonna keep creating a lower high and lower low. Same thing on the uptrend, alright? So on this, it's just doing that. It's just creating peaks, pivot points. These are called pivots. Basically, you buy at the top. In this case, you're gonna buy at the lower high. You buy here, right? You buy here, buy on top. Why are you gonna buy on the top? Because you're gonna buy a short. You're gonna short the market there, and you're gonna sell the bottom, which is gonna be red. You're gonna sell because it's red. All right. So now we have that. You're gonna sell there. You see how you'll get a bigger move to the downside than the upside? That's basically the market structure for trends. So you gotta find the trend and wait, be patient. That's why, and when you see a stock go up all the time, pretty sure you guys seen that it goes up, it just goes, and you still think it's gonna drop. But in reality, it just keeps doing, it does this, and then you think it's gonna tank and it's gonna drop. Sometimes the market does decide to drop and stop here, and then it does this and it breaks. But the thing is that, guess what? At that point, the market created what? See that? If this is your high of the day, right? You're watching this, and then it goes slower, right? This is not a high. This creating lower high. Lower low has not created a lower low. If this was still a current trend, it would have stopped halfway You wait for your pullback, and your entry is gonna be right there. Literally right there. So this will be your higher high. And what happens to people in the market, that when they trade at the open, the 1 minute smaller time frame, they don't see the bigger time frame. So all they do is they see this, right? You see this going up, and then it comes back down, and it does this, right? It goes up really fast. Market opens, and you see it. You don't even see the structure first, and all you do is, oh, we passed the level, right? We passed a breakout or something. You pass a breakout, and then you're like, oh, what's going on, right? This is a little. I'm gonna show you guys that it goes up, and then you see it pull back, and it drops. One thing that a lot of people don't notice was that maybe back here, it already did this. You see that? And this is something you gotta check before on the market opens. You have to check what's it doing before. Maybe it was creating a higher low, a lower low, right? There was probably the lower low, and you bought it for the right at the open to go up, and you're expecting it to keep pushing up, but this is still your lower high, and this is your lower high. It just created a lower high, and then you start buying on a dip buy probably there, right? Let's put the another color. You start buying the dip probably there because you think it's gonna bounce. You lose a trade or something right after that fake breakout, and then it comes here to bounce a little bit, right? Maybe it goes up and you think it's gonna break and continue, but then it does this, because then it's still creating a lower high. That's why you need to know how to use this. It's just super simple market structure. And let's go over this. How to identify a bear trend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. You see that? Lower high, lower low, lower high. Let's just keep going. There's a bearish trend which will make that lower highs and lower lows. Now to go for the bullish side. A bullish trend will make higher highs and higher lows. See what I mean? You can even tell here, right off the picture. You can see how it goes up, creates a higher high. When it drops, look how many reds it takes. 1, 2, 3, and it's like it's not moving how you want it. Creates the higher low, and then it goes smoother up. Then it goes down. It's gonna give you a bigger pressure move to the upside than to the downside. It chops going down, and it moves perfectly going up. So how do you know the trend change is gonna happen? The trend change, what happens is that it starts creating, instead of creating a higher high, it breaks the structure of the last higher low, and it creates a lower low. Now all you want is for it to come back up, to see where it breaks off and create a lower high, to retest the broken structure, and it drops and creates lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and you take it more down. You just gotta be really careful. What happens here on the top is that this creates a higher high, another higher high, but it breaks the higher low. Sometimes what you start getting is you get a ranging market. You get a ranging market like this. It starts ranging on top because it's not creating any higher highs. It's not creating any higher lows, especially if it's going on the upside, which is this is an uptrend. I'm gonna give you guys an example now how that works. This right here, what is it doing, right? It's creating what? Stopped here. We put this green. It stopped around there. I'll put it green because this is where you're gonna buy, because I can already see that it's going up, and you start buying here. See, so it's just creating up. It broke that structure from the upside. Look, you can put a level there, another one here. It's going higher, higher. So you will buy it. As long as it doesn't break this, you're fine. You're fine right there. You're good. You're still going up. Once it breaks, it's gonna start creating another level, right? It's gonna start doing. It's doing this. It could break down, and then it's gonna just start flushing. At this point on, you see that it did go up, right? And what did it do here? It created a higher high so fast, right all the way at the top. And all I have to do, since it has not created a higher low, which is there, you wait for the pullback. You wait for a higher low pullback, which happened here. There's your higher low. You buy right there. Buy. But guess what happened? It didn't create any higher highs anymore. That means you should be careful, because from there on it's gonna start ranging, which it did start ranging right there. And you gotta play with the range. Either you play inside this range if you want to, or you wait for the breakout. It broke the structure. It broke that higher low, right? Created a lower low right there, went up, and there's your entry. You would have caught all this move down. Drops again, creates another lower low, another lower high, goes there, another lower low, lower high, and then it stalls right there. Stalls, creates a higher high, but it still hasn't broken structure until here. That's when it actually stopped again. I went back up here, dropped. This is where you thought it might create another. You wanted to create another higher low for it to come back up, right? Looks a little tricky there. Right there. Looks like it was gonna create another high, but it came back down and it broke what? This low. Broke this low, came back down, bounced off this low, this last higher low, came back inside and range. So once you break this level, that you know that it's gonna create another uptrend. What did it do? What happened? It's following every little low here. See how it smoothly bounced off the 4 hour, came back up, held this. That means if it holds, that means this was the low, the last low that you saw, and it's gonna try to break this level. So above 67.26, looking at the number of the stop, if it holds there, you're gonna start getting a new trend. What happened? Up, broke it, came back down, bounced off the same level, and there's your new trend. Now it was going down. It's going down. Show you really quick. It's coming down, and then it broke. Stopped there, and now it's going up. See that? It's going up. See how the market is made out of? And this is using the bigger time frame. You see what happens here also? When it drops, if you're going against the trend because you want to catch a bounce, okay, this was a nice bounce, I'm not gonna lie. But look at the drop, how fast it does it. Look at this drop. It just picked up what from right here. It went up $2, and then when it dropped $2 in 2 days, and when it dropped, it went down $5 in 2 days. And then the drop here, the pickup here was in 2 days it went up. 3 days it went up. How much? Let's say $3 up, and then it dropped $8 in 1 day. See, so the drops are more aggressive. When it goes up here, also look. Now since the trend changed, as soon as you got up, 2 days it went up. 2 days it went up another $4. It dropped again, and then it picked up so much. You see, so every time it goes up, it's moving crazy. Not that hard, right? So now, those higher lows and lower highs, you could use those as a level also. Those could be your easy levels to get in. Look, you see that? We'll put a level there, level here, and then that's my whole level. This was the lowest low. This will be your levels to go up. So now it needs to start creating what we want, right? Go up here, hopefully break the structure and create another low. Let's see. Let's go a little more further. Created the high there on top. There's your low. Boom. There's your low here. Now you want to see if it's going to create another high, right? So you're supposed to see this, and then go past. It didn't pass. So now this is your structure below. Didn't go any higher. So you got to be extra careful what's going on. They might change, shift again, or drop nasty because it did not go any higher. See that? There's your lower, higher low. So now you don't want this to go lower low, because if it does, you're going to get a lower low. See that? Stops right here. Let's see if it stops. So we keep going. Work the structure here. Stops right there again. Now create another low. So we might actually break down to the bottom side. Let's see. Come back down here. Try to test that level. The test is here, which is this section right around there where we created that high. We could come back up here and go up again. So now we could do this, because now we got confirmation that it's in a downtrend. Created the low there. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? So now we're in a downtrend. We could still go up and just create your high right above there. But there's something I do want to show you also on the smaller time frame for AMD. It did close below this level, right? This is the ranging level. Close below it, but something on the smaller time frame that this day closed, right? This day closed right here. It stopped where this time? You see that? Usually it stops lower. You know that it goes higher and it stops. Where did it stop? It created another higher low right there, which is crazy. It didn't close below this. You wanted to close below so it could keep dropping. It didn't do that. It stopped there. So now this could actually change the trend and start doing this. Come back inside here, go back, may reject, do a little pullback somewhere around here, and then go back up and break out and go any higher. It stopped right there. Right there once. And here's your other one. So you could straight out tell that on AMD, you see how when you take all this off, you can see how it's working. That's where it closed. It's creating what? A higher high there. Finally, a higher high. That's something I saw before the market ended, that it created a higher high and the market closed at a higher low. So I took some swings. This had not happened. I was doing a replay so you guys could see. This could create another higher high. So I'm into 82 calls to go up. This was a stable area that it bounced off, and obviously it went over it. That's the market structure. You want to go with the trend. So now there's this indicator that I don't really use. I just barely saw it, but this one works out. It's called Higher Highs, Lower Lows by Lonesome, and it shows you. Oh yeah, look, it almost shows you my same thing I was doing. Same thing. We're like, I'm a bot, I guess. Look, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, I guess. Look, it's the same thing. Lower low, lower high, lower low is, and that's not even. Look, it's not even me drawing it. Look. You see that? So now there's that lower low, and it didn't show anything here. That's why kind of indicators are slow. At the same time, it sucks because it's not that accurate. But it did close there, right? There's a lower low, lower high. It went lower low. You see that LL? I'm not sure I could change the color up here. Oh, I guess I could. See? Lower low, high, higher low, big move, higher high, higher low, big move, higher high, higher low. You wanted to break that high. It didn't. It went lower high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and we do expect the lower low. But if you look at the smaller time frame, like I said, it's a little bit more slower. Let me look at the smaller time frame, and there you go. Look at the smaller time frame. It closed higher low. This is the 1 hour. So now let's see how a lot of people want to see how SPY is going. You go to SPY, created a higher high, lower low, and a low now, so it needs to create another lower high. It hasn't stopped. This actually closed the higher, closed right here, which it still hasn't. It still has to continue. Probably it'll stop right there, 399, or right around here, and create it to go any lower, to go keep going lower to the downside, right? We go to the 4 hour to see how that looks. That's the low. It basically made the low. Has it created? And you notice, look how straight it's going down. It hasn't retraced. It has not pulled back. So you still have a chance to go up. Probably right there to this higher low. Right there. And then drop again. And go back to where? See how it's going back higher low, higher low, higher low. Back there. This will be your target for you to have right there, and then it'll drop again in the 4 hour time frame. Daily created a higher low. See, higher low, higher high. It stayed here, high, higher high, a little bit, not too much. It didn't break out. It had to break out, created a low. It broke the high, and it didn't hold. So now you're still going up, higher low, lower low, low, higher high, higher low. It stopped here. Still go up back to where the other high, then drop, and then probably pick it up, or maybe break structure. But once it breaks structure, you want it to see a retest. If it retest, that means this will be the high, and then now will be the higher low. Now this higher low is invalid. From there on, it will probably just break down through and come back to this low here and create a head and shoulders. And you see, that's the market structure. All right, you guys, practice this and have a good one.